In today's fast-paced and ever-evolving technological landscape, AI, or artificial intelligence, has emerged as a game changer in the world of employment and entrepreneurship. And AI is not only transforming the way we do business, but also creating new opportunities and challenges. And so today, we'll be exploring the impact of AI on entrepreneurship, employment, or the future of work, and the skills that are required for success in this AI-driven economy. Gone are the days that when people used to survive on only one salary, like back then our parents used to do the same job for like 15 years and over, and then maybe if they had to change to another one job that they would end up retiring. Things have changed now, times have changed, and we now have new words like the gig economy, hybrid and solopreneur, remote work, virtual assistants, portfolio career, among others, and these have now become the day-to-day words in our language, in everyday language, in the words that we speak. As AI, or artificial intelligence, has been, a buzzword in the last, I would say 7 or 10 years, more specifically with the coming of ChatGPT. I was actually reading an article and found that it's been around from the 1800s, and and its origin can be traced back to the analytical engine developed by a guy called Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage in the 1830s. The article says that Lovelace composed what is considered to be the first operating program to compute the Bernoulli numbers on Babbage's machine, and in doing so, he established a blueprint for contemporary AI and machine learning systems. So today I want to look at the new trends and what is going to be the future of work and employment and entrepreneurship with the increase of the rise in AI. Maybe it's time for some of us to evolve and learn new skills that the market will be requiring, because I'm telling you, some of these jobs that are existing now, or that existed 15 years ago, may actually not be relevant in the next few years, some actually in the next 5 years. And so let's get into it and learn and see these new trends that are coming up. Trend number 1, automation. First, for those who are employed, we are going to see a lot of work being automated. Like, let's say some of the work that has been repetitive work that is moving into automation. I mean, it's not uncommon nowadays to call to like a hospital or some government office and talk on a computer for 3 to 5 minutes, and it's asking you questions, and you're giving and also it's also giving instructions, and you're giving answers. Oh, press 1 to do this, press, and so AI is going to be used to perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as, let's say, recognizing problems, solving problems, decision making. AI can also be used to automate many tasks, such as data analysis, customer service, and decision making. Now, of course, this has its own advantages, and among them is it's going to help with reducing doing the more repetitive work, and now people can focus on more on the interesting and strategic stuff. But also, since there's going to be a lot of automated systems in an organization, it means that there's going to be a lot of job displacement, since human labor is not required to do certain tasks. And as for entrepreneurship, of course, this is the advantages. It will increase efficiency, reduce costs, improve productivity, among others. But also the challenge is that it's going to increase the need for new skills. This may also create some ethical concerns. Trend number 2, remote work or hybrid flexible working arrangement will continue to be on the rise. Now, these terms were not so common, but ever since COVID, remote work or hybrid work have become a buzzword. The world has increasingly become a global village with the rise of AI, and we've seen the rise of virtual collaboration, which is keeping teams or employees stay connected. We've seen there's been a rise of video conferencing, employee monitoring, and productivity tracking. I mean, nowadays you can also get mental health support from AI powered virtual assistant and the chatbots, especially for people who are working remotely. And I've heard that people prefer it because they don't have to disclose their personal struggles to another person. But of course, I personally don't agree with that school of thought, because there's nothing like receiving empathy or validation from another human being. Because I don't want robot Sophia to tell me, oh, sorry, you're going through that. Because, I want someone to validate me and empathize with me. And so I'm happy for those that get counseling, mental health from the virtual assistants. But I think personally, that's my preference. But I'm happy that people get mental health support, especially for the people that are working remotely. And there's also been an increase in the numbers of people who are leaving employment to work either full-time from home, or just go to the office once or twice a week. And that was really unheard of 10 years ago. I have friends of mine who actually have spent 8 months without stepping into their office, and this was actually after COVID. And of course, with the advent of AI powered technologies such as virtual assistants and telecom conferencing and project management tools, remote work and flexible working arrangements have increased. Now this means that it's only those organizations that have put these systems in place that will be able to retain talent. One of the disadvantages to this is that there's going to be data privacy concerns with potential misuse of personal information, especially with if you keep exchanging your emails and phone numbers on these chatbots. It's going to raise some concerns. And then AI can also perpetuate the existing biases and reinforce existing inequalities. And we already saw this on how people use social media to target a certain group of people. Now, when we talk about AI as in regards to entrepreneurship, remote work is changing the way businesses run. It's providing entrepreneurs with new opportunities to reach the global market. Entrepreneurs have access to a large pool of talent and can reach customers and clients from anywhere in the world. Of course, there's going to be new business models coming up, which will help in cost saving. However, the challenge is that there's going to be a high cost of implementation and maintaining these systems, which may be a barrier for small and medium-sized businesses. Also, there's going to be so much relying on technology, which will end up reducing the ability to make decisions without really relying on technology. Trend number 3, the gig economy. Now, like I said, depending on one job for all your life or for all your career, those days are long gone. People have now come to realize that for them to reach their financial goals, they need to supplement their incomes by doing side gigs or become freelancers. The global gig economy generated $204 billion in 2022. And here's some other stats that I found from the editor's choice, that the gig economy is expanding 3 times faster than the US total workforce. And over 50% of the US workforce is likely to participate in the gig economy by 2027. Persons aged 18 to 34 are more likely to work within the gig economy. The other statistic is 76% of gig workers say that they are very satisfied with their choice, and 82% of gig workers say that they are actually happier working on their own. And maybe the most surprising statistic that I read was 30% of 18 to 29-year-olds have used a gig platform to make money, more than any other age group, And according to Upwork, half of Gen Zers have done some type of gig work in the last year. Combined, millennials and Gen Zers make up the bulk of the gig economy. Of course, this has its own advantages and disadvantages. Some of the advantages is that people are going to enjoy flexibility that comes with it. There's also going to be increased earning potential, diversity of opportunities, among others. And of course, the challenges with that is, or the disadvantage with that is that there's going to be no job security doing these gigs. The gig economy may not really have job security. There are going to be reduced benefits. For example, health insurance, paid time off. And the good news is that as the gig economy becomes more and more prominent, some governments are actually starting to explore ways to address these issues, such as through the creation of new forms of worker classification or extension of benefits to gig workers. How will the gig economy change entrepreneurship? There's going to be very easy access for both local and global talent of gig workers, since you can access them from anywhere, any location in the world, and they are available to work on short-term contracts. There's also going to be increased niche entrepreneurs. The other advantage is it's going to reduce costs, because now people are able to work to hire gig workers on per project basis instead of full-time employees having a full-time employment. And of course, this is good for startups that struggle with resources. Of course, there's going to be a few challenges to this also, that for the entrepreneurship, because then compliance challenges, particularly in the employment laws, and maybe taxation, among others. There's also going to be an issue of quality control. Let's say entrepreneurs may have less control over the quality that is delivered by gig workers, because they're not employees of that company, and so this may not be subject to the same quality as full-time employees. It's also difficult to build a strong company culture if you constantly depend on gig workers, because the workforce is constantly changing and may have the same may not have the same commitment to the company's values and goals. Hey guys, I wanted to come in here for a second and ask you to subscribe and follow me on all my socials, and I will leave the links in the description. Thank you so much. Trend number 4. Solopreneurs. Now, solopreneurs are on the rise, and I know you're asking, what's the difference? How different is a solopreneur from an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who starts, manages, and grows a business. A solopreneur, on the other hand, is an entrepreneur who runs a business alone, and the tasks and does all the tasks and all these responsibilities and decision making of the company. They do all these things by themselves. In simple terms, a solopreneur is a one-man show in the business, while an entrepreneur may have a team of employees working under him. Now, this is interesting. Have you ever realized that one day you went on Google and searched something, and the following day they sent you 50 other results based on what you had searched? In fact, there's a documentary about this on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. It's about AI and how everything you watch or search is monitored, so that it becomes more and more easy to target you as a client and also influence your spending habits. Now, why do you think this is important, and how is it connected to solopreneurs? It is important because not far from now, a 20-something year old who has a few $1,000s will sit in his sitting room, pay one of these companies that have data on us, and then ask these search engines, to come up with a product, come up with a sales pitch, a marketing plan, and send that product to a targeted audience, all in a matter of hours. This hustle and bustle of scratching your head to come up with products and how to sell, those products and market those products will soon end in a few years. Because all you'll do is go to those websites. For example, nowadays there's so many websites, just, for example, answerthepublic.com or, keywordseverywhere.com or ChatGPT. And I'm sure we are yet to see other mega websites that have everything. And right now you can actually ask those websites, what are people looking for? And then you'll get answers. You'll get exactly answers from those websites on what people are looking for. And so in the future, for example, you might ask, I want to reach bald-headed men. Give me a product, write me a formula that would stop them from losing their hair, and I also want that product to last on the shelf for 3 years. Then write me a sales pitch and give me a marketing strategy to these people. And oh, by the way, since you already know where these people are and have the algorithm, where they are, please send this product to them. So all you do is get that generated formula from the website or from this search engine, get it from there, do a few changes here and there, go back to the lab, get a few people who can act as your testimonials, get that generated sale and marketing plan, do a few changes here and there, then put it back into the system to look for those clients, and in a few days or weeks you have a product and no need for employing people. Hence the rise of solo entrepreneurs. Dang. That's where the world is heading. That's where AI is taking us. And I mean, ChatGPT has already disrupted the education system. Kids are no longer writing essays, and this is the new reality that is coming up in a few years, where AI is not only going to disrupt work or employment, but the way entrepreneurship is done and the way we basically do life. Now, of course, this will end up disrupting the traditional industries by offering low prices or more personalized services, and this will lead to increased competition and potentially lower prices for consumers. These things seem to be very far from us, but AI is on the rise, and it's going to change the way we do life in many, many, many ways. And it's the truth, it's the fact. Trend number 4, the changing face of work. Ever since COVID hit, especially in the US, there has been what is called the Great Resignation and a high immigration from one state to another. I read an article from Zipper Research that said 47 million people left their jobs by the end of 2021, and 40% of employees were thinking of leaving their job in 2022. 40%. And according to the Pew Research Center, some of the reasons why people left their jobs was, first, the low pay. Number 2, no opportunities for advancement, and number 3 is feeling disrespected. Some of these new trends, we have been seeing are, people starting to join organizations that align with their beliefs and values. Maybe companies that give them a sense of purpose, or those that are more inclusive, or better still, some of these are leaving employment to start something that brings meaning and purpose to them. Like, for example, nurses or doctors leaving their professions to become, a photographer, So with the advancement of technology and AI, people are demanding higher pay, flexible working condition, because, they want to work from anywhere. They want to work, while having umbrella drinks. I don't know if you know those umbrella drinks, which is a perfect picture of work-life balance. Now, of course, this will come with its own challenges. For example, if you have a diverse workforce, employees from across the world, they might be higher potential of conflict and misunderstanding because of the different culture and value and attitudes. The other trend that is going to be on the rise is upskilling and reskilling. And this is basically the process of acquiring new skills or improving existing skill in response to the changes in the job market. This is important because the job market is constantly evolving and new technologies are being introduced, which can render certain skills and job roles obsolete. And to stay competitive, workers must continuously improve their skills, their skill set to meet the changing demand of the market. And how would this happen? With the rise of AI, there's going to be new tools for training and development. Like AI-powered systems will analyze your skills in regard to your job that you want to apply for, and then it will provide you with a personalized recommendation for like learning resources based on your individual strength and weaknesses. AI will also help you with assessment and evaluation of upskilling and reskilling effort. So AI algorithms will analyze, an individual performance and provide feedback, helping to identify areas for improvement and guiding the learning process. This will element, of course, the traditional way of going back to school for 3 or 4 years, especially if you already have some skill set, in that area that you want apply for. So how about for the entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs who invest in training and development of their employees are likely to have an advantage in attracting and retaining the top talent. This is because employees value a workplace that values their personal and professional growth, but also it's invested in their success, and that, my friend, is the future. So guys, please leave me a comment on how you anticipate that AI will impact the way you do your job. I would really love to hear from you. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on social media. Here's also the next video that I think you will like.